pastry art instructor here at Moderne Culinaire Academy. And today we're going to show you what makes a quintessential blue ribbon chocolate chip cookie. And we're just going to go throughout the ingredients to see how can you really get, for me, a perfect chocolate chip cookie here. It has a nice color which promotes really good flavor, a really nice crispy, slight chewy outerior, and the perfect chewy and really gooey center. And that's what I'm going to show you today. And other variations if you prefer one that's a little bit more crispy or one that's a little bit more cakey. So the first ingredient is the butter. Now when it comes to a really nice chewy gooey butter, you want to use a butter at room temperature, yet you don't want it to the point where it's really soft. You want it to be just slightly cooler than room temperature, where the actual look of the butter isn't too greasy, but when you touch it, it's also really soft. You don't really want hard butter out of the fridge. And when you cream those, the sugar and the butter together, you create that nice creamy concoction. But always remember, you're not making a cake. So when you cream your butter and your sugar, you don't want that much air. You want to keep it low air. So you just want to mix it on maybe first or second speed until you get a nice mixture, and then throughout continue with your recipe if you want this type of ideal cookie. Now for example, you want a thin, crisp cookie. Then for me, I would recommend using melted butter. It gives you that spread that you want, and it really gives you that nice little crisp factor by using that melted butter. Now, if you want a cakey brownie, a cakey cookie, you would increase the amount of flour in your recipe. And you can either use both melted or room temperature butter. So that's the difference when it comes to butter. And the temperature is very important, but I'll show you another trick just in case that you don't know if you started out with the right temperature butter. There's always to fix it at the very end, and I'll get to that. The second part is eggs. I recommend using really cold eggs, straight from the fridge. And usually that's contradicting, since people, you would say in baking, a lot of ingredients should be at room temperature. But at this case, by using really cold eggs, you're allowing to keep the mixture dense and not that airy, and you're allowing it to stay at a cool temperature, controlling the temperature of your fat, allowing you to give you a really nice textured cookie. So the temperature of your eggs, I would recommend get it straight from the fridge and put it directly in while you're creaming your cookie. Now, one of my top best secrets, I would say, when making a top blue ribbon cookie is usually in a cookie you can use two types of sugars. You have brown sugar and a white sugar. The brown sugar is for chewiness, gives you that really nice molassical treacle flavor that you like in a chocolate chip cookie. And the white sugar gives you that little bit crispness at the end of the edge of the cookie. But I like using a third type of sugar, and it's called glucose. And glucose is basically sugar at its liquid form. And the reason why we do this is to get a little bit scientific for you, is because glucose is hygroscopic. That means it allows your cookie to retain moisture better. So you get that really bakery style, chewy cookie that everyone loves so much. And you prolong your shelf life of your cookie for a bit longer. So by adding glucose, I would say around 2 tablespoons for the whole recipe of that chocolate chip cookie. It really promotes that cookie to have a really nice chewy and really nice center. So glucose, I would say that if you don't have glucose, always use cornstarch. You can use corn syrup, you can use honey, but the actual molecular background of glucose is the best way to use in a cookie recipe. Now, you would say chocolate chips, you really can't go wrong. What's the difference between chocolate chips? I would say I like using mini chocolate chips, because mini chocolate chips, it allows better distribution within your cookie. So when the cookie spreads, when you have even distribution from chocolate chip cookies, you get chocolate in every bite. Unlike if you use the normal size chocolate chip cookie or chocolate chips, it actually promotes the cookie to spread sometimes in weird shapes, or you might get a bite, or you might be scooping your cookie and the very end of your cookie has no chocolate chips, which is really sad if you're the last person getting that chocolate chip cookie. So I recommend using mini chocolate chips for better distribution and a better overall appeal of your cookie. Then the final tip I would do for your perfect blue ribbon gold medal cookie is not only flavoring your dough with vanilla extract. A secret of mine is adding a little bit of cinnamon. And you would say, but why would I don't want it to taste like a cinnamon roll? And you won't even recognize it inside the cookie. You just want to add a tiny, tiny bit. And what it ends up doing, it gives that whole panache into your cookie, and it really makes that cookie mouth-watering. Because sometimes with all these rich flavors, it can get quite overwhelming. The cinnamon actually breaks that, and it makes you want to eat 1, 2, 3, 4 cookies, and you don't even know you finished your whole batch. So that's what really makes it a blue ribbon cookie. And I can testify to that because later I'll definitely be eating all of these later. So again, I'll recap with the perfect blue ribbon cookie. For the perfect cookie, you want to use butter that's at room temperature but just slightly chilled. But if you want a nice crisp cookie, use that melted butter. When it comes to egg, get it right from the fridge, make sure it's really cold. Add the additional of that third sugar, glucose, to ensure that it's nice hygroscopic, keeping all that moisture inside your cookie. Using mini chocolate chips for better distribution and aesthetic appeal, and give that little bit of touch of cinnamon. And I'm telling you, everyone that you make cookies for will be wanting more. For more baking and pastry videos, visit our YouTube page or our Facebook page. And for workshops and professional classes, please check our description box below for a direct link, as well as our Facebook page for more info. And before I go, I'm going to show you just a quick tip of how to display your cookies. A really nice way if you have a dinner party. So here I have a 3-tier one where I have different types of cookies. You will always take your largest cookie, put it nice on the bottom, display it all around, pile it up, maybe put some more chocolate chips, and you put this in the middle of your dining table right after dinner or just before tea time, and I'm telling you, they will be eaten every single time. Once again, from the MCA kitchen to yours.